Hi there. Welcome to the veritable edge of Western civilization yet again. I am your host, David Alexander English, coming to you live from Venice Beach, Californication. And today is a beautiful day. It's June 11th, I think, 10th or 11th. And today is a Thursday, Jupiter Day. And this is show number 185. We've got a little time before the sun sets, and so let's just jump right into some painting. This is as far as we got so far with this piece. Still don't know what I'm doing yet, but maybe things will become clear as we go on. Yes. So I'm working hard on a couple of book projects. They're coming along pretty well. I'm working on this book called Absolute Truth. Some of what I've been given to understand by the universe, and it's Divine Metaphysics 103. It's a sequel to these other two books on that topic, and it'll be about a 200-page book. And right now I'm at just finished page number 88. Yep, last night. And barring the unforeseen, it'll be about another 2 weeks before it gets published. We've got this other project that's book project that's heating up as well. It's a novel, actually, the first novel. Isn't that funny? This occurred to me. Never written a novel before. It's called The Immortal. And it feels really good to be writing that book. Nope. Well, some news on the Rainbow Gathering. It's going to be in, looks like it's going to be in South Dakota later this month. Spring Council begins on the 17th in South Dakota, and that'll turn into they'll decide what site, and that'll turn into a sea camp, and we'll start building the village. Good thing is there's been 2 days this week and 1 day last week where it rained or threatened to rain or drizzled a little bit. And what that did is provided me with a couple of days of being able to work exclusively on the book projects. So, hey there. And we get some more black, I think. Yep. Look at that. Look at that. Just see that happen.
Forgiveness, mercy.
Yeah. So it's just like was hard that I will love you forever.
Aww.
Like it goes fading away.
Oh, that's tight actually.
It is.
True love is empathy.
I was just gonna say, I'm happy to the rest of this one. Alright, these are all so dope.
I know, right?
It might be a little too big. So, but that's still like very much like what
So last weekend, I published a piece of music composition, and it's on my SoundCloud thing, but you can get it through my Facebook page. So it's actually two pieces of music. One is it's a chakra balancing technique I do, that I've done for years, and I just recorded myself doing it. I recorded myself doing it in the Whole Foods parking lot in the rain last week, and so in the middle of the recording, you can actually hear a car beeping. It was kind of funny. But it came out pretty well. So there's a recording of just the toning of the chakras technique, and then there's a recording of that same track, but with this music that I made. It's a really funky beat. It's just drums and bass track. I was really trying to find something that I could, while I'm working at the internet cafe, that I can play when, there's people talking around me and I want to stay in my focus while I'm writing. And so I made this piece of music just so I could drown out the rest of it and keep my focus. And it's like 10 minutes. And when I played on my little computer thingy, it loops. So it's you can stay in there for long stretches. Stay in the zone. Don't go out in the world. Stay in the zone. I have to say, it feels like this is one of the most productive times of my life, especially the past couple of months. As soon you'll see, because this time is like I'm writing these books, making this music, drawing this cartoon. It just feels like, you know, and working out here on the boardwalk. It just feels like there's, you know, it doesn't seem to be enough hours in the day. And I'm learning all this stuff as well, because I'm studying about the history of the natural history of the planet for one of my book projects. So I feel pretty blessed as I look around. Well, what I need to do next here needs this to be dry. And it looks like it's not going to get dry before the sun hits the mountain. So probably going to call that it for the day. Exciting. I wonder how much of this actually, oh yeah, you can kind of see it. See that? The red gives it a little depth. I still don't know what I'm doing here. I have an inkling of what I'm going to do next. So who's that? Oh. One of the things that's happened is I'm working on the sequel to the Emergence Beyond 2012 book, which is this here. This is about these archaeological sites. There you go. Archaeological sites I discovered in the Los Padres National Forest of Big Sur back 20 years ago. And I'm working on the sequel, and I've been developing a thesis essentially of, you know, where we've been and where we're going. And then the other day, I got an email. So I had to mute it there for a second because people going by with their music and I wanted to mess up the video. So I'm doing this research, and the other day I get this email and recommending that I check out this interview with this guy. I think his name is Randall Coleman. He's a professor and researcher into sacred geometry. He's got a lot of stuff online currently on YouTube. Check him out. He's the real deal. And what's really interesting about him is, you know, he started studying sacred geometry about 30 years before me. And back in the 70s, he became a Mason when it was very unpopular to become a Mason. And he's he's an architect and he's a builder. But he's been studying this stuff, and the video that he was recommended to me was an interview on Guy MTV. This woman's interviewing him, and the title of it is "The Sacred Geometry and the Cycles of Catastrophe." And what's interesting is, even though he's studied sacred geometry and everything like that, he's made the connection between sacred geometry, the same connection that I have between sacred geometry and these cycles of natural catastrophic events that have molded the natural history of the earth and humanity's experience. And so, here I am about to publish this book, and I find out that here's somebody that's already been come up with the same theory, and so on one hand it's very humbling. On the other hand, it's very affirming, because in doing the research for this upcoming book, it's like I basically covered a lot of the same material that he has put together in his presentation and whatnot. So I could, easily understand what the heck he was talking about. Whereas if I had been, 2 years ago and I looked at his stuff, I would have just been totally blown away. But in this case, it's like, okay, yep. And good, yep. So, anyway, I don't know where that's going. It's just that it's really interesting that here's another person that's gone whole hog into sacred geometry, and they end up in the same place, which is looking at these the natural history of the planet being molded by catastrophic events, and looking at the cycles of ice ages and all that kind of. It's just the same. It's a little weird, to tell you the truth. That if you study sacred geometry deeply enough, you're going to end up being a raving maniac about how the sky is falling and the world is coming. Just kidding, because the sky is definitely not falling. Hello. So anyway, I think I'm going to leave it there, and yeah. So there you are, right there. Okay. And, there it is, right there. Oh, it looks like I got paint on my red paint. It looks like one of those Hindus. Remember, we love you.